Welcome. Today, we are cracking open a true classic on communication, Liel Lowndes' How to Talk to Anyone. We're going to pull out some of the most powerful, totally practical techniques that you can use to really transform your conversations and, your confidence. All right, let's get into it. So the author, Liel Lowndes, she starts her book with this, and it's just so relatable, right? It's that feeling of wanting to be invisible, of social anxiety just totally taking over. I mean, come on, we've all been there. Your heart starts pounding, your palms get a little sweaty, and you would honestly rather be anywhere else than in a room full of people trying to make small talk. So let's start by just unpacking that feeling. Where does it even come from? And way more importantly, what can we actually do about it? Now, here's what's so interesting. The book reframes this whole thing. That feeling, it's not some personal flaw. It's basically a form of stage fright. And guess what? Even legendary performers like Pablo Casals and Neil Diamond felt that their entire careers. So yeah, you're in pretty good company. And get this, it goes even deeper than just psychology. There's biology at play. Our brains are all wired a little differently. For some of us, we have higher levels of these things called neurotransmitters, like norepinephrine, which is basically a chemical cousin of adrenaline. It can put our bodies on high alert in social situations, making them feel way more threatening. So no, that feeling isn't just in your head, it's literally in your chemistry. But here's the most important part. Just because that feeling is real, it does not mean you are stuck with it. This isn't about trying to change your personality. It's about learning a new set of skills. Skills that anyone, and I mean anyone, can master. Let's see what that actually looks like. This right here, this is the core idea of the entire book. Great communicators aren't born, they are made. They've just learned, either on purpose or by accident, a series of small, tiny behaviors that end up making a huge difference. So check this out. This piece of advice came from the father of a woman named Missy. She was super bubbly, really friendly, but she was about to take over the family company and needed to have more of that, executive presence. And what her dad told her, it changed everything. And this just brilliantly illustrates the power of one tiny little tweak. See, Missy's quick automatic smile was friendly enough, but it kind of came across as superficial. But by learning to just pause, make eye contact, and then let a big, genuine smile flood her face, she became Melissa, a leader who is credible and confident. Same exact person, totally different technique. Okay, so communication is a skill. Let's start building that skill right now. I'm going to give you 3 simple, totally actionable tricks from the book that you can start practicing the second this is over. First up is a really powerful technique for mastering eye contact. And it's not just about looking at someone when they're talking to you, it's about what you do the moment they stop. The idea here is to just linger. Don't immediately break eye contact the second they finish their sentence. Keep looking for just another beat, almost like you're really absorbing what they said. It's a nonverbal way of communicating, hey, what you just said was important, and I'm really thinking about it. It makes you seem so much more intelligent and insightful. Lowndes tells this great story about a friend of hers named Sammy who tried this out with a waiter. So instead of just rattling off his order, he looked the waiter in the eye, smiled, and held his gaze for just 2 extra seconds. And the result? Sammy instantly seemed more sensitive and caring, and they got incredible service all night. That right there is the power of sticky eyes. Next up, we have the very technique that turned Missy into Melissa. This is all about making your smile more impactful, more sincere. So here's how you do it. When you meet someone, don't just give them that quick automatic grin. Instead, pause, just for a second. Look at their face, and then let a slow, warm smile just spread across your face. That little delay, that's what makes the smile feel responsive and genuine, like it's specifically for them. It's incredibly powerful. And finally, here's a trick for those moments when your mind goes completely blank and you have absolutely no idea what to say next. It's called parroting, and it is so simple. Lowndes shares this fantastic story about being in a cab with her driver, Phil. He mentions he'd gone to the theater. Now, instead of scrambling for some brilliant follow-up question, she just repeated his last word back to him as a question. And Phil, hearing her say, "Great show," just naturally elaborated. See? That gentle little nudge is all it takes to keep the other person talking, filling that space you might have struggled to fill yourself. He then mentioned it had a bizarre story, and she just did it again. That's all it took. Phil launched into this long, detailed story and later told her it was one of the best conversations they had ever had. And all she did was parrot. So the big takeaway here is that these aren't just little tricks. They're tools. They are skills that you can learn that build real, lasting confidence in pretty much any social situation. You now have these 3 techniques in your social toolkit. You can use sticky eyes to show respect and intelligence. You can use the fleeting smile to seem more genuine and warm. And you can use parroting so you're never at a loss for words again. Liel Lowndes makes this brilliant comparison to professional athletes. They don't just show up and hope for the best, right? They visualize their success. They run the entire race or they perform the whole routine in their minds, and it always ends in victory. You can do the exact same thing with your conversations. So here's the deal. Your next party, your next meeting, your next chat with the barista at the coffee shop, that's your practice field. Don't wait for some big, important moment. Just go out there and try one of these techniques. See yourself succeeding. Because great communicators, they aren't born with some special gift. They just decided to start practicing. So, what are you going to practice today?